Hey yo, this is Yulia, and today I have a very special guest for you. You've asked me so many questions about Duolingo English Test, about the updates, the structure, about everything. So I've decided to reach to Duolingo English Test team and ask them all of your questions. So please welcome Caroline from DET's team.
Hi everybody, hi Yulia, thanks for having me. My name is Caroline, I work here at the Duolingo English Test on the test taker team. So what I do is make a lot of content for test takers. I wrote our test readiness guide if you're familiar with that. And I make videos over on our YouTube channel, so check those out if you want to. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I love your videos, Yulia. You know I've been watching them for a while, so excited to be on your channel, and thanks for having me.
Thanks, Caroline, for joining me.
Yeah. So Yulia, I know a lot of people are familiar with this, but I would love to just hear from you your experience with the DET, kind of why you chose to take it and what it was like, and also why you make videos about it.
Yeah, for sure. So a bit of a background from my side. I come from Russia, so I have my master's in linguistics. After I graduated, I decided to study in Canada. I had to take an English exam, of course. I took it, moved to Canada, studied, graduated, decided to stay in Canada, and I had to take another English exam to actually immigrate, get my residency. So with other English exams, I find they're super long, take a lot of time and efforts. And while being in Canada, I actually started a YouTube channel. So I've heard people say about the Duolingo English Test. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look it up, see what's up. I couldn't find any single video. The Duolingo English Test channel, I don't think it existed at that time.
Yeah, we had no videos.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the test, see for myself. What is it? Because it sounds too good to be true. You know, it's 1 hour, it's $49 compared to other tests. They're like $300, 6 hours of your time. Terrible. So I took the test, I recorded my basically experience. And then I realized from the comments that there are a lot of people who are actually interested in learning more about the test because everyone is tired of tests and stuff. So that's pretty much it. And people loved my videos, so I keep filming some updates, and basically that's the topic of our today's video. So Caroline, maybe you can give some updates about the test.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is not quite new, but can you please tell us about the resources where you can learn more, maybe prepare for the test?
Yeah, definitely. So we made a test readiness guide a little over a year ago now, and that was basically coming out of something that you mentioned earlier, which is that a lot of people are looking for resources about the DET and it's hard to find them out there. So we actually wrote a full guide on the test that we keep updated. Like every month or so, we just make, minor edits, anything that we need to fix. We try to add more content, more tips, more practice questions. So you can find that test readiness guide for free on englishtest.duolingo.com/readiness. We use the term test readiness because we don't love to say test prep. We have a strong belief that the best way to improve your score on the DET is to improve your English proficiency, and that you shouldn't have to study the test in order to get a good score on the test. That said, we do get a lot of questions about what people are going to see on the test, what are some best tips and best practices for taking it. So you can find all that information there, and we actually just did a new design, which I think looks really nice. It's a little bit easier to navigate, so check that out. The other thing that we did around test readiness, which is a little bit more recent actually this year, is I've started making videos on YouTube. So I've never been a YouTuber before, but we got a lot of comments on our social media and in our support channels about a lot of the same topics. And like you said, it seems like a lot of test takers are on YouTube. So that's why I started making videos. If you guys have requests for either me or Yulia, leave them in the comments down below. I'm making a lot of new videos this spring, so leave me any comments or topics you want me to address there. So yeah, that's a kind of a new update, but not super new. It's been around for a while, but people still don't know how to find those resources, so make sure to check them out.
That's nice. Also, I'll leave all the links for Duolingo English Test channel in the description box, so you can guys go check it out after. So let's talk about the biggest change you guys had. It's the writing sample. So what has inspired the change?
Yeah, so the writing sample has been a question that's been on the test for years. It was on there when you took it, Yulia. It is that section at the end that's a longer response. It's 3 to 5 minutes. And you write basically your response to a prompt, and that's shared with universities along with the speaking sample, which is also at the end of the test. So the big update for this year is that we are now scoring the writing sample. It was previously unscored. And the reason for that is because it is going to better measure the writing skills that you use at university without changing the length of the test. So it's still a 1-hour test, which is something that we know test takers really appreciate about the Duolingo English Test, but it's going to add to your overall score as well as your production and literacy subscores. And actually one of the questions that I see the most often online is about increasing that production subscore. That's a tough one. It's writing and speaking. So you should think of this as another way to demonstrate your skills within that subscore, and it can help you lift that score if you stay on topic, use that varied vocabulary, use all your best writing tips. And again, nothing has actually changed about the question itself. It's still the same direction, still the same task. The only difference is that it's now scored.
Amazing. Yeah, because I got a lot of questions in my comments, like, why would I even bother writing or speaking since it's not scored?
Yeah. Yeah, and that also, universities have always really valued seeing those samples. They always look at them. They want to get to know you better as a candidate. They want to see what your English proficiency is like. They want to learn about you. So we've always recommended, try your best. But now that it's scored, I think test takers can really prepare for that section and really try their hardest in showing off their writing skills there.
All right, awesome. Can you tell us more about the reading section? I've heard there were some changes as well.
Yeah, so we actually added a new question type to the test. It's called interactive reading. And you're going to see 2 interactive reading passages on the test. And for each passage, there's actually 6 questions that you need to answer. And it's kind of cool. It's sort of like a progressive experience where as you read through the passage, more and more questions come up to answer. So that's why it's called interactive reading, because as more of the passage is revealed, you're getting more test questions about that passage. Another difference about this section is that instead of a time limit for each question, each of those 6 questions that I mentioned, you're gonna have a time limit for the full passage in all 6 questions. So those time limits, there's one passage that's 7 minutes and there's one passage that's a little longer and it's 8 minutes, and you'll be answering all those 6 questions within that time limit. The questions are things like highlighting the answers to a question, titling the passage, filling in the blanks in a sentence, filling in the blank between 2 parts of the passage. And you can find all the question types in our readiness guide and also on the practice test. It's actually been on the practice test for a longer time, so many people were familiar with it before we put it on the certified test. But as of March, it is now part of all certified tests. So yeah, that's the interactive reading section. Again, the goal behind creating this was kind of measuring those reading skills that you're going to be using at university. And also, just like with the writing update, it's not going to increase the length of the test. It's still a 1-hour-long test. We've just added a few pieces of content and we've removed a few of each of the other question types, but no question type is being completely removed from the test. You just might see something 3 times, whereas before you saw it 4 times.
So I looked at the website recently and I've noticed that you guys have bundles now. So basically you can buy multiple tests and get a discount. Tell us more.
Yeah, so this is a new feature that we are rolling out right now. It's available almost all over the world, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, it will be 100% of places where it's available. But basically, we noticed that a lot of our test takers were taking the DET multiple times. I think with the lower price point of the DET, it's possible to be able to take it 2 or 3 times if you want to. So this is an option for test takers to make it even more affordable if you're planning to take multiple tests. For example, if you want to take 2 and see which one has your better overall score and subscores, that's a good option for you. So check that out. It's just in our regular website on the purchasing screen. You'll be able to select that option.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because I took the test 2 or 3 times, and I mean, I would love to have a discount if it was available,
Yeah, I'm very happy about this. I think a lot of test takers have had good feedback, so it's good.
Are there any planned updates to DET this year or maybe upcoming years?
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of questions about this in my YouTube comments about if there are more updates this year. We don't have any major updates planned for this application cycle, and I think one important thing to remember is that almost all tests in the world, not even just English tests, all standardized tests make updates usually every year. So I just want to be as clear as I possibly can about communicating that, but it's not like we're going to be making test updates every day. And the goal behind adding content or changing things about the test is really to create the best possible test that we can have, both for you guys, the test takers, and also for universities or anyone who's receiving your scores.
Thank you so much for sharing the information with us, Caroline.
Yeah, so thanks again, Yulia, for having me. Like I said, a big fan of your channel. I love all your content, even your study abroad videos and your Canada videos. So thanks again. I was really excited to be here. Everybody else who's watching, please subscribe to me over on the DET YouTube channel. Let me know what you want to see from us. We have a lot of information to share and only a few videos we can make every month. So let us know what your most requested topics are and I'll try to get to those. And thanks for watching.